I get it. You scroll through endless pool cleaner listings, see glossy photos of sleek robots gliding over crystal water, and wonder if any of them actually work the way the ads promise. The worst part is when you finally get one home, plug it in, and it spends half the time stuck on the steps or just humming uselessly while the pool still looks like a leaf-laden pond. That hesitation is real, and it's why I'm doing this deep dive before you click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the problem most pool owners face, the time sink. Between cleaning, chemical balancing, and regular maintenance, a weekend can feel like a full-time job. A robot that can actually take the scrubbing off your plate has to do 3 things: navigate reliably, clean efficiently, and stay in the water long enough to finish the job without needing constant recharging. The Sequedum cordless robot claims to hit all 3, and after spending a week testing it in a 15-foot rectangular pool with a mix of sand, leaves, and a stubborn algae line, here's how it really measures up. The first thing I noticed was the way the unit launches itself from the side rail and immediately starts scanning the pool floor. The navigation system isn't the kind of vague random bounce you hear about with cheap models. It actually maps the pool's dimensions and creates a logical cleaning path. In practice, that means you'll see it hugging the walls, then spiraling inward, and finally tackling the deeper middle section. The wall climbing feature is genuine. When it reaches the waterline, it latches on and continues cleaning the vertical surface, something a lot of reviewers overlook but can make a huge difference for those who have tiles that collect grime near the edge. Cleaning performance feels, frankly, impressive for a robot that's marketed at a mid-range price point. On a pool with a light leaf cover, the vacuum left the surface almost spotless after one 90-minute cycle. The brush system seemed to agitate the finer particles without scattering them, which is a common complaint with lower-priced models that just push debris around. When I tested it on a small algae patch that had formed near the filtration return, the robot's rotating brushes actually scraped the biofilm away, leaving the area clear. It didn't need a second pass, saving both electricity and time. Runtime is another pain point for many buyers. The Sequedum advertises an extended runtime, and in real use it gave me roughly 120 minutes of continuous cleaning before the battery indicator flickered red. For an average residential pool that needs about an hour and a half of cleaning, that's more than enough. The quick recharge claim also held up. Plug it in for 45 minutes and it's back to full power, which is handy if you're on a tight schedule and need to run 2 short cycles in a single day. Keep in mind, though, that the runtime will shrink if you use the robot on a larger surface or in a pool with heavy debris, so you might need to plan a brief recharge break for bigger jobs. One of the most user-friendly features is the self-parking capability. When the battery gets low, the robot doesn't just drift to the nearest wall and die. It actively searches for its launch point, climbs the side rail, and settles back into the docking station. Watching that happen was oddly satisfying, because it removed the guesswork of manually retrieving the unit before it shut down. That said, the docking station itself is a bit bulky, roughly the size of a small trash can, and you'll need a little free wall space near the pool's edge. If you have a cramped pool house, you might have to shuffle some gear around to accommodate it. Now, who should actually consider buying this robot? If you're a weekend pool enthusiast who wants to spend less time on manual vacuuming and more time lounging, this device is a solid match. It shines for owners with medium-sized in-ground pools, 1,020 feet in length, that experience light to moderate debris. Think pine needles, dust, and occasional algae blooms. The intelligent navigation and wall climbing mean you won't have to chase the robot around to clean the perimeter, and the decent runtime covers most standard cleaning cycles without you having to intervene. On the flip side, if you have a very large commercial-style pool, or you're dealing with heavy, thick leaf piles that require a heavy-duty suction system, you might find the robot struggling to keep up. Its brushes are great for fine particles, but they can get bogged down when the pool floor is littered with thick debris. Also, if you live in a small apartment complex where the pool area is shared and space for a docking station is limited, the size of the charger could become a logistical headache. In those scenarios, a more powerful, possibly wired system or a larger robot designed specifically for heavy loads would be a better investment. Another practical consideration is maintenance. The filter housing is easy to open, and the mesh can be rinsed off with a garden.